In the beginning, the world was not divided. The forests breathed freely. The oceans moved without chains. The skies belonged to wings. And humans were simply another species among many. But that was before control became an obsession. Before ambition grew louder than wisdom. Before humanity decided the earth was not something to share, but something to own. There was a man. His name was Edward, a visionary, a genius, a builder of systems. He believed chaos was the enemy of survival, and in his mind, nature was chaos. Under his leadership, a global initiative rose, the Dominion Project. Its promise was simple: total control over the animal kingdom. Every forest mapped, every predator tracked, every migration redirected. Elephants were fitted with collars and turned into labor engines. Wolves became perimeter guards. Birds were embedded with surveillance chips. Whales were herded by sonic barriers across controlled oceans. Zoos became research prisons. Sanctuaries became biofarms. And the word wild slowly disappeared from human vocabulary. To many, it looked like progress. To nature, it was a wound. But nature does not scream when it is hurt. It listens, and it remembers. Deep in the shadows of an untouched jungle lived an old elephant named Kazi. He had seen forests fall. He had felt the sting of electric darts. He had watched his herd captured and scattered. They chained his body, but they could not chain his instinct. One night, in a silent research facility, Kazi did something humans never expected. He stomped, not in rage, in rhythm. A vibration traveled through the ground, far beyond the walls, far beyond the city, and across the world. Animals paused. Rats stopped mid-scurry beneath power grids. Wolves lifted their heads in unison. Birds shifted direction in the sky. In the ocean depths, a whale altered its course. It was not a sound humans could hear, but it was a call, and the wild answered. The revolt did not begin with explosions. It began with silence. Drones fell from the sky as birds swarmed their circuits. Underground cables snapped as rats chewed relentlessly. Shipping vessels capsized under the force of breaching whales. Electric fences collapsed beneath charging elephants. Cities flickered. Control rooms filled with alarms. Systems failed not from malfunction, but from coordination. For the first time in decades, humanity faced something it did not understand. Unity without language, strategy without technology. The wild had become organized. As headquarters crumbled, Edward stood alone in a hallway glowing red from emergency lights. Before him stood Kazi, no chains, no restraints, just power. Edward looked into the elephant's eyes and whispered, "We were trying to save the world. But the world had never asked to be saved. It had asked to be respected." Kazi stepped closer, close enough to crush him, and then he turned away, because this was not revenge. It was reclamation. Within days, skyscrapers went dark. Highways cracked as roots forced their way through concrete. Glass towers became nesting grounds. The oceans quieted. The forests thickened. The word wild returned, not as a threat, but as truth. Years passed. Small human settlements survived at the edges of forests. No drones, no collars, no dominion. Children were taught a new lesson. Control is not strength. Balance is. And old Edward, no longer powerful, would point toward the tree line and say, "We once believed the earth belonged to us." A wolf would sometimes appear at the edge of the woods, watching, not attacking, not fearing, simply existing. Free, because the animals did not take over the world. They simply became wild again. And when humans forgot their place in nature, the wild remembered.